There's a new cryptocurrency mining rig that earns $11 per day after you pay a residential electricity bill. My name is Vosk, on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. We're gonna break down what exactly this passive income generating monster is, if it's worth it. Partial spoiler, it's not all that expensive, but there's something you need to know before you buy this mining rig. I really love crypto mining, so I don't want this video to come off like I'm pushing mining or a miner or anything like that. I mean, I'm a full-time crypto miner, so I do this stuff all the time. I love this stuff. I mean, I even got miners in the background, right? So let's just dig straight into it. We're looking at the iBeLink BM-K3. This is a Kadena miner. Okay, it's got a hash rate of 70 terahash a second. It consumes 3,300 watts. It mines the Blake 2S mining algorithm, which would simply be Kadena KDA is the only notable coin on that mining algorithm. It actually pulls about 20 bucks a day, but at a 10 cent per kilowatt hour electric bill, good residential electric, right? We're gonna pay about half of that money made back to the electric company. Over the next year, it's projected to earn $3,500, which when you see the price of this miner, you'll be very intrigued, but there's much more to the story. This is an ASIC miner. It's an application-specific integrated circuit miner, purpose-built machine. All it does is mine one cryptocurrency algorithm, okay? And we have a how to set up an ASIC miner video to bring you back to the basics, but crash course is you plug an Ethernet cable in, you plug a power cable in, okay? And then you punch the IP address associated with it, which you can get that information by logging to your router or using some kind of IP scanner. But basically, it's very simple, it's very easy. And if you need to know how to set up electricity in your house for mining, right? Or some internet tips, we got a video on that too. Electricity is very important because I want to remind you that this miner only operates on 180 to 260 volt. That voltage means in the US you need 220, 240 volt. If you're operating in a house, you're on single phase most likely, so you need both legs. Put them together, you get 240 volt. That's the, again, basics. If you're like, dude, what are you talking about? It's time to call Mr. Electrician. So let's touch on Kadena and then come back to the miner. So Kadena is a proof of work blockchain committed to mining, and they have smart contracts, no cost transactions. They're supposed to have industrial scalability, proven security, all that kind of stuff. It's a platform that's mineable, and that's super cool. Imagine Bitcoin, but actually up to date. I'm not saying it's better than Bitcoin because Bitcoin, you know, is very old, it's very established, right? But Bitcoin is more like digital gold. It's a collector's item. It's a store of value. This is a platform which, if built on, could be incredibly valuable. And that's why they're investing $100 million into their ecosystem with their grant program. That's a lot of money, okay? Their market cap right now is not even $200 million. So they did that when their market cap was higher, but as it stands, they have $100 million dedicated to grants, which is more than 50% of their market cap. That's crazy. Last 24 hours, they did $3.5 million in trading volume, and they're trading at 88.5 cents per coin right now, which means if this thing's mining 11 bucks a day, you'd be pulling over 12 Kadena coins per day. Now, I want to put like flashing lights, boom, you know, some kind of alarm or something to really get your attention. There are so many fake iBeLink sites. This is the real one. I've linked it out down in the video description below. It's not an affiliate or referral link. It's simply a short link to the correct website. I have never ordered from their website, but I did confirm with the team, okay, that this is their website. I'm not recommending it or endorsing it, but this is the information I have. I'd like some people to chime in down in the comments if you've successfully ordered directly from their website and not a reseller. So we have the BM-K3, and they say it's a hot sale. ASIC miner value listed 180 to 260 volt. They list 190 volt to 240 volt, something to keep in mind. I don't think that's really going to be the problem that you run into here, though. So, I mean, this is it. This is the device. This is 70 terahash second, 3,300 watts. Mine's Kadena, $3,600. I don't know if they charge shipping. You will be owing tariffs, duties, right, on your imports here. One of the first places that popped up that you could order this miner that I noticed was Coin Mining Central. And full disclaimer, we've worked with Coin Mining Central in the past. We have an affiliate link with them and a coupon code to save you money down in the video description below. But I bring them up because they are wheeling and dealing iBeLink miners, specifically the K3 and the BM-N3. So we've been focused on the BM-K3. There is an additional cost as opposed to going directly through the manufacturer. It's always up to you, whatever you want to do. I just wanted to bring them up as another option to procure this mining rig if you should choose to do so. When we look at the most profitable KDA mining rigs to buy right now, this is the second most profitable by far. I've got the Goldshell KD Max in my garage right now, and let me tell you, that thing sucks. Okay, if you want to learn more about that, check out our video. But basically, it's supposed to do 40 terahash a second, and it doesn't. It's overclocked, it's power hungry. It is one of the worst, if not simply the worst Goldshell mining rig I've ever mined with. But let's look at this. The Goldshell KD Max actually mines 35 terahash a second and still consumes about at least 3,300 watts, more like 3,400 watts. So it's actually literally half as powerful as the iBeLink K3, which means the iBeLink is twice as efficient, which leads to much higher profitability because so much of your profits with that miner are going towards the electric bill. And not only is it twice as efficient, well, it's twice as powerful. So you literally also just end up with twice as many coins. So that's how this thing pulls about 20 bucks a day, 1840, and costs about $8 a day to operate at that 10 cent per kilowatt hour electric rate. If your rate's more, you can adjust the calculators like this or just increase by a percentage. That's also why we use 10 cents per kilowatt hour. But the elephant in the room, and the reason I was being annoying in the video intro and why you need to watch until the end, is the Bitmain KA3. This thing is twice as powerful and consumes less electricity than the iBeLink K3, which is twice as powerful and consumes the same electricity as the Goldshell KD Max. So we are dealing with leaps in efficiency and performance in generations in basically real time. The KA3 was supposed to come out a few months ago and some miners have been released, but to my knowledge and understanding, it has not been released on a large scale. These other miner manufacturers are rushing to market with their existing inventory and designs. Specifically here, we've seen a lot of KD Maxes and other KD hardware for sale from Goldshell. And then, wow, exciting. The iBeLink K3 happens to show up basically as soon as they could get it out the door because it's outclassed, right? The KA3 is supposed to mine, basically 50 coins a day. Compare that to the K3, about 20 coins. And it consumes, approximately the same electricity. That really puts it into perspective, right? And you use that same electric consumption, you get maybe 10 coins with the KD Max, because keep in mind, this number is definitely inflated because it does not perform as well as it's supposed to. So then let's look at Kadena. Looking at the hash rate history, it is ballooning. This is July of 2021. Hash rate at a factor of 10. Okay, then we look at July 2022, dealing with a hash rate factor of 116. Okay, wow, that is an astronomical increase. But we're not in July. Half a year later, we're dealing with the hash rate factor of about 190 to 100. And there's also a huge leap in the known pools on mining pool stream and the network hash rate. There's some big private farms, or maybe ASIC miner manufacturers like Bitmain out there getting theirs. We look over the last 3 months, which basically puts us in line with when the KA3, I didn't mean to do the air quotes then, supposed to come out. There they go. It's interesting because it's really not all that different. It's really like the same. But here's something to think about. Okay, in the last 3 months, KDA has also fallen from $1.40 to about 90 cents, right? That's a pretty steep decrease. We're down like roughly 50% in the last 90 days. And the hash rate doesn't reflect that. So I think there are some people capitulating, exiting, dealing with less efficient mining hardware at this point that may just simply be unplugging. Then we have new, more powerful gear, more efficient gear coming online and kind of just replacing that. But my point here is we haven't seen an astronomical increase in the mining hash rate. So it's interesting. I'm sure Bitmain is producing as many of the KA3s as they absolutely possibly can. When we go to their shop and you're like, yeah, I'll grab one. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Well, too bad, buddy. Too bad. They're not for sale, right? We click on this, whole lot of nothing. Sold out products. And there it is. Listed at a price of $5,300 and a shipping date end of December 2022. So we'll see as all these things fly around and maybe hit their destinations and push the hash rate up and how many they were really able to make. But they are being true and accurate. It was a leap in computational performance for Kadena mining, which ultimately really just makes Bitmain a lot of money, and you pretty much have to upgrade or you're outclassed in the mining game. A little bit of hopium for Kadena mining moving forward, especially if your mining rig, you have it, or you buy one of the cheaper ones and basically it's treading water, just making a couple bucks a day. Keep in mind that at current prices, all-time high, Kadena would be a 27x or more, okay? So really we're looking at a 30x if this thing hits a new all-time high. Will it? I don't know. I can't see the future. But as long as they keep building and pushing forward, I don't see why not. And a mineable 30x coin that's traded on some decent cryptocurrency exchanges, Binance being the most notable, but there are some other exchanges that are easy to access, especially for US citizens like Binance US that also trade KDA. Then there's Qcoin and a few others and whatever else. But the fact is that there are some good options for people pretty much anywhere in the world to trade this coin, which could not be said about the coin. And this was just like a year and a half ago. Especially for US citizens, very difficult to trade and deal with. And keep in mind, if you mine a ton of this coin and constantly dump it, well, you know, you're kind of just a leech in the ecosystem. But on the other hand, you got mining rigs to pay for, and what is that security on that network really worth? So I try to hold as many coins as I can while also paying off my gear and my electricity bills. The way you operate obviously is entirely up to you. But this is the iBeLink BM-K3. I know I spent a lot of time talking about the Bitmain KA3, and it's just a simple fact that it's pretty notable and important. As always, you do whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching. My name is Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, home of our CSO. Our Chief Security Officer. That's going to be Tails, the cutest Doge in the world, another mineable cryptocurrency. Dogecoin produces more dollars per day than any other cryptocurrency now. They're in second place other than Bitcoin. That's crazy, and that is worthy of some tail wags from the pub. I'll see you on the next one.